Hey guys, Backcountry Exposure here. This is what I'm calling a Chapter 2 review for the Kahr CW380, which you see on the table. It's sharing the table with my Kimber micro carry, which are the two 380 caliber firearms that I have currently. And the reason these two are on the table is for various reasons. I first purchased the Kahr before I did the Kimber. And the Kimber is a fantastic gun, but I found myself carrying the Kahr for various reasons as of late, and I've carried it more than I have the Kimber. Even though I've got the same holster setup, which you see over on the left side in the top left corner, that Vetter Holsters Light Tuck, which I've done a review on and love that Kydex holster. But the reason I'm doing this this video on this Kahr CW380 is because it's become my favorite gun to carry. A lot of the reason for that is simplicity and the fact that I've shot it more, and I feel more comfortable shooting it currently than I do of my other firearms. So to get into it, we'll do a little bit of comparison, talk about the differences between the Kahr and the Kimber, and why I still choose to carry the Kahr over the Kimber at this point, and why the Kahr really is a great firearm to have as a 380 caliber option in your defensive carry lineup. So we'll get into a few things here. The gun's been out for quite a while now, and this will give you a nice look at it. I've had a chance to shoot several hundred rounds through this gun. It's really clean right now. I just actually got done cleaning it, and it's a breeze to clean, really nice. But the things that I love about this gun really come down to a few things. One is the trigger. The trigger is unbelievably smooth, and it feels really not like, it's not gritty, and it doesn't feel like it has, I'm not sure what I'm trying to say here, but it's smooth. That's really the thing about the trigger that I enjoy about this gun. It is a double action trigger, so because the gun doesn't have any other safeties to it, like external safeties here for the thumb like you have on the Kimber, the trigger really is a breeze to pull. So just to give you an idea, the gun is clear, by the way. When you pull, really smooth, and then it has a pretty standard reset on it that you would expect from a double action firearm like this. Good, nice audible click. It's basically all the way out before the take up. So you've got the take up there, and then pull, and it breaks really, really nice. It is all the way back at the end, but it does break just before you get all the way back. And when you're pulling it in your hand, it doesn't feel like you are pulling all the way to the back of your hand, at least for me. And I enjoy that about the gun. The gun does come with just one 6-round magazine. I have purchased a second magazine that is a 7-round magazine, and so with these two, I feel like that's enough to get me by. So the gun, like I said before, the beginning of the video, is very simple. The only external item on it is the slide lock. Otherwise, the gun is very slim. I'm not going to go into detail about like how wide it is, where the slimmest point is, and how long it is. That's what websites are for. You can go check that out for yourself. But the length of the pistol really is nice for deep concealment. I carry inside the waistband on all of my guns. I don't pocket carry, and I don't pocket carry for very specific reasons. I've mentioned in other videos, and I've used the phrase that I'm not a very big guy. So to expound on that a little bit, I really am not a big guy. I'm average, and I don't like the concept of, well, dress to conceal the gun or dress around the gun. I feel like I should be able to conceal a firearm like this without having to go buy a bunch of cargo pants or cargo shorts or baggy items of clothing just so that I can conceal the firearm. I choose to carry inside the waistband because of its convenience, and I don't like things in my pockets. I wear clothing that is kind of a specific sportswear type clothing. What I mean by that is I do a lot of rock climbing, and that rock climbing allows me to get outside and do a lot of fun things, but the clothing isn't loose fitting. It is stretchy. It does have a lot of give to it because, as you know, in climbing you're moving your body a lot. But because of that, it's not very loose. So I choose to not pocket carry my firearms because it's not convenient for me. It doesn't make sense. It's really tight in my pockets, and it just looks ridiculous when I put a gun in my pocket. So I choose not to do that. I carry all my guns inside the waistband, and this has been a fantastic gun for that because I wear a lot of t-shirts. I don't wear button-up shirts, or at least not very often, and having something like this for really good deep concealment is really nice. The other thing about this gun is I love the two-tone on it. So you've got your polymer body and then the stainless slide. I don't know. I just enjoy the look of the gun over other guns like the Ruger LCP. I think that gun is hideous and it doesn't shoot very well. The trigger is just really a pain to shoot, and it hurts. The last time I shot that gun and the LC9 that my brother has, I just did not enjoy it at all. So for the size of the gun and what you get feature-wise is really nice. If you're going to make a comparison to one being a double action only firearm versus a single action like this Kimber, let me make the gun safe. So with the Kimber, you're getting a lot of good extras to this that make the gun shoot really well. One, it's a single action, so it's going to have a really nice trigger pull. It's crisp, light, and very easy to shoot. But there's things that I have not felt super comfortable with about this Kimber that has caused me to stop carrying it, and that is I'm not fully confident in myself with the single action setup. So the thumb safety, even though I've done a little bit of shooting and some training and some practice with this, I don't feel 100% confident in myself that under a high stress situation that I'd be able to drop the thumb safety and even work it one hand if I didn't have that option. And the gun is a little bit bigger than I'm used to. So I've been carrying the Kahr for a long time, and then I got this about 9 months ago in December for Christmas, and even they're very similar to the same size. We can line these up. If you go in front of the barrel, you can see that without the beaver tail, the Kimber is, or the Kahr, excuse me, is basically the same size, but because of that beaver tail, you're getting quite a bit of extra on there, and you have to have some place for the hammer to go. You can see there the difference between a single action trigger and a double action only. The double action only obviously has way more take up on it, and so you've got to have a safety feature there. And the angle of the grip on the Kimber is a little bit different. So you can see that it's more 1911 style, obviously, because it's made up off of a 1911 type frame. The Kimber is obviously way heavier than the Kahr, but not a deal breaker, especially where you're getting a aluminum frame, so it handles a lot of the recoil. The sights on the guns, this Kimber doesn't come with these sights anymore when you purchase it. You've got a 3-dot system versus a bar dot, as it's called, and I really haven't seen too much of a difference between my accuracy with them. So we'll just keep that there. The people talk about this all the time in videos, and I watch a lot of videos. When I shoot, I don't ever feel like I need my pinky on the gun, especially a gun this small. So it's a really comfortable grip. I don't have problems with the texturing on the gun. It's comfortable, and you get enough purchase on it that you don't really feel like, oh, I have to have my pinky on there. So with the extended magazine, sure, I get my pinky on there and it feels like I have a better grip, but I don't love how this is notched. It's not as comfortable, especially when I shoot. It's almost like the gun kicks back into my hand. And I have had a pinch a couple times here on the bottom on this side on my hand. So granted, it does give you one extra round, and I don't carry a mag pouch, so I haven't actually carried 2 magazines with me at any time. I really just bought this because I wanted some extra rounds when I'm at the range and I'm shooting. So I'm glad that I have this magazine, but I carry with this flush fitting magazine. So other than that, the gun is super well built, and it takes down really easy, as you've probably seen in a video. Really clean setup inside. People compare it to the Glock setup. It's not a captured recoil spring, but it is a dual recoil spring. So you do get a pretty stiff slide because of that. If you're pulling this way, it's pretty tight. If you actually get your whole hand on it, it's not so bad. We'll slide and lock that open. I've shot with some other people that don't love how tight this is. It's loosened up a lot since I purchased the gun, but overall, that's not a big issue for me. As I went through probably 500 rounds is when I saw the biggest difference in the amount of stress it took to get the slide open. Obviously, it's really smooth on the Kimber, and then really tight, but the Kimber has a single spring on the guide rod, where this has a dual. And I also haven't had any problems with the gun failing to go into battery, because I get a lot of comments in some of the videos that I've posted on this gun that you're supposed to drop the slide like this, which is what Kahr suggests in their owner's manual, but I don't love doing that unless I am doing a quick change of a magazine and I'm sliding in the other one and then dropping. So otherwise, I just slingshot, and when I first got the gun, the slide was only dropping about that far from going into battery, and I'd have to tap the back and then it would shoot just fine. Now I just slingshot it, boom, it goes in, and I haven't had any problems with that. I have had some issues with the slide not locking back, and I learned that there's a little spring in here that if the spring isn't captured by the slide stop when you push it in, then it won't push the slide stop up on the last round. And some of it has also been errors. I've been trying to play with my grip and not rest my thumb over here, which I had a tendency to do. So now that I've worked on that a little bit, it's not an issue for me. So really, this gun is fantastic. It's crisp, smooth, and is fun to shoot. I don't get tired shooting it. I've shot almost 300 rounds through it in one range trip, and my hand didn't hurt. I mean, it hurt a little bit back here because the texturing is pretty aggressive, but it's not horrible. And for such a small gun and the ability to conceal such a small gun, I can't argue with what the gun allows me to feel when I'm out on a date or just at work or doing whatever I am doing. I feel confident having that firearm on my side in my Vetter holster, which I still love and doesn't really show a lot of wear. It's got me through probably 250 days of carrying at this point. So I don't always carry every day. That's for different reasons why I don't do that, but really the gun is fantastic and I recommend it for anybody. It would be my choice over like the Ruger LCP. It would be my choice over the TCP from Taurus and a lot of other guns. I would not get too focused on whether or not somebody in a forum or review said that it has all of these problems and the break-in period is a joke and you shouldn't have to break in a gun, it should just work out of the box. To me, that's shenanigans, and I feel like you really should get to know your gun before you start carrying it anyway, and you have to shoot the gun to feel comfortable with it and to be confident with it, and to get something like a Glock that everybody feels like you have to just pull it out of the box and work with the gun right out of the box and I can carry it right out of the box. I think it's ridiculous. You should train and prepare yourself for defensive situations if you ever have to come into that situation. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys, and look for more videos to come and subscribe for more videos. Thanks.